Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. We are live from FabCon Atlanta. I'm Sweta Manipali, your host from Fabric Tech Talk Fridays. Again, we are live from FabCon Atlanta. Today, we have a very special topic. We are going to talk about how Microsoft just doesn't build products in silos, how we really bring all these different Lego pieces together to form a really cohesive story for our customers. So we're going to talk about how Dataverse and Microsoft Fabric comes together as part of this session. Now, for that, we have Manas Maheshwari, who is leading that effort from our Microsoft perspective. Manas, do you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us over here and really appreciate all of you joining this session today. I'm Manas, GPM, Group Product Manager for Microsoft Dataverse. And today we want to talk about how does it integrate with Microsoft Fabric and solves a bunch of analytics needs for organizations on your business data.
Perfect. Before we get there, with a show of hands, how many of you are using Dataverse today in your work? Wonderful. We have some really good news by the end of the session, so hang around to learn more. Perfect. So, Manas, with that, let's get started with what is Dataverse, because I haven't seen everybody raise their hands. So, we're going to level set, take a step back. What is Dataverse? Do you want to start there?
Absolutely. So Dataverse is a platform. You can call it as a data platform which brings data across business applications from Microsoft together, right, in the single platform. And it provides you storage, it provides you hyperscale compute, it provides you a bunch of functionalities which we'll probably look into today's session as well.
Perfect. So if I understand correctly, Dataverse is probably the platform for any organization to run their business successfully.
Yes, lots of business applications run on it, including Dynamics 365, Power Apps, and so on.
Perfect. So with that, because we are at FabCon, let's start about the conversation on how these two come together. Where does Dataverse fit in the Microsoft Fabric ecosystem or vice versa?
Absolutely. So let's switching back a little bit on what Dataverse is more.
Sure.
And so imagine you have the apps and the agents working in your organization, right? And Dataverse is a common platform storing the business data on it, right? If you look at today's state, we have probably innumerable agents running across the organization for each employee. And there are a bunch of apps which each employee is using. And we have Copilot for M365, which acts as a single interface for using the natural language NLP, interacting with those agents and various data forms. With Dataverse being the single platform which is powering all of this, it's very necessary to bring insights on top of it and not just bring those insights, also take actions on top of it. That's where Fabric integration comes into the play, and the two products come together and empower an organization to do it in few minutes.
Wonderful.
Right? That's what we're going to see the scale today.
Perfect. So if you have attended the keynote today, Arun was probably predicting the future for us. In 2028, we will have about 2 billion data agents working around, doing all the beautiful things that we want them to do. Again, not being lazy like Patrick mentioned in one of his demos, just being efficient for efficacies, basically. So now let's talk about, now that we all understand what Dataverse is, what Dynamics 365 does, what the entire Microsoft ecosystem does within these two realms, let's switch gears and bring Fabric into the play.
Absolutely.
So yeah, where does Fabric sits in this whole story, Manis?
Yes. So imagine, let's take an example of it. You have a customer service representative in your organization. He has to figure out for every customer question asked, like, what's actually happening with the customer's order? Why is it process of it that delayed? Why has it not been shipped? And so on. And it happens that the data gets stored across various data platforms in an organization.
Absolutely.
Right? And her job is not to just respond to that customer request, but also take actions. Customers can ask, hey, can you expedite this process? And on top of it, she has to report all of this data on a regular basis to the management and the leadership. Plus, she also has to take actions to improve the processes. It might require innumerable number of days to process this on a regular basis, right? How can we bring all of that in few seconds or few minutes so that she can complete her job quickly and focus more on the customers and helping them out, overall growing the business and bringing more productivity? So taking that example, we have Dataverse over here, where all the Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform data, business data gets stored. Plus, there might be other data sources across the CRM, the ERPs, which you're using in the organization. All of that can be brought in with the help of link to Fabric functionality, and we'll see a few quick slides on that later in the session.
Perfect.
Where you can bring in all of the data into Microsoft Fabric and run data agents and Copilot Studio agents on top of it. And these agents are not just querying the data and doing the read operation on top of your data, but also with the help of MCP calls, you can take actions like, for example, sending an email to the customer or accelerating the order delivery, or maybe sending a summarized report on a weekly basis to the management. So all of that can be done with the help of Copilot Studio agents. And believe me, this is accessible with the help of few prompts in Copilot for M365, connecting the end-to-end framework. So that's the power we bring, where if a person was taking half a day to complete all of these jobs, this is now available in a few prompts.
Wonderful, wonderful. So if I get this right, Manas, there's a way to connect your Dataverse
Yes,
to Fabric using Link.
yes.
So now here at Fabric Tech Talk Fridays, we all know we just don't do the talk, we walk the talk. So why don't you show us how it's done?
Absolutely, super excited about that. Can I ask how many of you have used Power Apps before? Okay, great. Oh, quite a lot. Okay, so we are going to start from the Power Apps experience where you have all of these Dataverse tables being shown, right? And all of your data is accessible over here. Now, with the help of link to Fabric functionality, you can connect this data with Microsoft Fabric, and with the help of a shortcut, all of this gets available in one lake and Fabric can access it. So I'm just going to click on it. Bunch of configurations connecting to my workspace in Fabric with adding few credentials. Boom. This is just going to be available over there. And as well, I can select the tables because the data might be petabytes of data, and you want to make sure that you are only connecting the data which you want to generate insights on and maybe take actions. So you can select the tables and optimize on that, right? With that, all of this data gets available with Microsoft Fabric within few minutes. And now I can create data agents on top of it. And with the help of natural language, I can ask, hey, which order of this customer, where is it right now? Or is it getting delayed? Or can you accelerate? Or like those kind of questions can be asked to the data agents. But the real power comes when I can take on top of it few more actions and not just generate insights on it. So I'm going to do is connect this data agent to the Copilot Studio agent, which is what we have created over here, customer service agent. And what we did is added the data agent over here.
Wonderful.
And now, with the help of instructions, we are going to take actions. So if I want to do is update the order delivery, I can initiate an MCP call with this agent and update the data back in Dataverse.
That is powerful. That is absolutely phenomenal. So what we just uncovered is you have data sitting in various disparate systems.
Yes.
You all know that. That's a matter of fact. Now, with the power of capabilities like Link for Dataverse, shortcuts for Dataverse, you get all that data, dump it into one lake, and you instantly unlock all the AI capabilities. You can run data agents on top of it, then connect it back to the Copilot Studio, do all the beyond just your own siloed data. You're actually bringing your organizational data and adding AI intelligence on top of it.
There's one more thing. All of this is available in Copilot for M365. So by adding that agent over here, with the help of a single prompt, you can actually not just figure out the order details for a customer, but also take actions immediately on top of it. So you saw the power of just a single prompt over here.
Perfect. No, this is really amazing. Now, do you have customers using these capabilities today? And if so, would you mind sharing a story with
Yeah, we have a lot of customers using this capability today. I can bring up one customer who has really gained a lot of it on their analytics capabilities and optimized on the time of delivery for various scenarios. So let me switch to CRC. So CRC is a production organization empowering various kind of workflows. So they were earlier managing it out with lots of delays were happening in their BI and like kind of like financial scenarios and order deliveries, etc. With the help of you leveraging Link to Fabric and connecting Dataverse and Fabric, they were able to optimize a lot of their scenarios across finance, order delivery, inventory management, and so on. And they're super excited about this and also talking with us in our next session, which is about to get started in 15 minutes at 1:45 p.m. So if anybody is excited to join and drill down and build agents with us on top of the Dataverse data, including the data agents, you're more than welcome to do that.
So this is just the teaser, guys. The actual movie is right there at 1 4. Do you want to show the details on where to go to be part of that session? Do you have a slide for that, Mark?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
So here is like, if you guys want to drill down on this functionality, just click on this QR code, scan it, and it's aka.ms/Dataverse Fabric, and you can learn more about the functionality. And if you want to join us in the session, join us in room number C208, and the session begins at 1:45 p.m.
Okay, so you're gonna drag the audience there.
Just walk with
my
me.
God. Perfect. But thank you so much for joining us.
What a conversation. Everything you've been watching here was captured live at FabCon and SequelCon in Atlanta, from the interviews to the demos to the community insights that make these events so special. If you're into Microsoft Fabric, SQL, and the future of data, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And speaking of next, we're taking this show to Barcelona. FabCon and SequelCon Barcelona are happening this September 2026, and it's going to be packed with big announcements, deep technical sessions, and one amazing global data community. Hit the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen to register and use code FABTV to save 200 euros off your ticket. As always, thank you so much for watching. Keep being awesome, and we'll see you in the next one.